Brilliance Audio presents A Broken Bone by Melinda Leigh, performed by Christine Williams. Tessa opened the first aid kit and massaged an ice pack until it felt cold. She handed it to Logan, who placed it on Patsy's foot. Patsy flinched. "I'm sorry," Logan said, "but I'd like to control the swelling as much as possible."
"Not your fault. This was all my doing. I'll be all right. I raised 4 kids. I hate that you had to bother the fire department. I'm conscious, I'm not hemorrhaging, and nothing is on fire. It's not a real emergency."
Tessa chuckled. Patsy was putting up a good front, but she was in pain. The ankle was either badly sprained or broken. "Does anything else hurt?" Tessa asked.
"My head, but just a little. I'm sure I have a few cuts and bruises, but none feel major."
"I want you to hold still anyway, just in case." Tessa took Patsy's pulse. It felt steady, but maybe a little weak. "Did you lose consciousness?"
"I don't think so."
"Think? Not good. Emergencies could turn deadly fast on the island. Widows had one doctor, Henry Powers, who had upgraded his practice to a full-fledged urgent care center over the previous winter. Patsy could have a neck, spine, or other serious injury she wasn't aware of. There was no hospital, and the closest thing they had to an ambulance was the funeral home's hearse.
"I dropped my phone somewhere. I tried looking for it."
Patsy glanced around and winced.
"But moving around turned out to be a bad idea."
She sniffed and her face scrunched.
"It's probably a bad idea for other reasons. It smells like something died down here."
"It does," Tessa agreed. "I'm going to check on the fire crew's ETA." Logan stood and hurried toward the stairs. He returned in less than a minute. "About 2 more minutes." The firemen needed to drive to the station before heading out on the call. Patsy's face was pale. Tessa shone the flashlight on her head. "Is your head bleeding?"
"I don't think so."
Patsy didn't sound sure. Tessa didn't like the fatigue in her voice. Normally, Patsy had a very strong personality. "I'm going to check your head."
"Okay."
Tessa probed Patsy's scalp. "The good news is I don't feel any blood. The bad news is that I found a nice goose egg." "Do you need me to call Henry?" Logan asked. Tessa scanned Patsy. She was moving her head and coherent, but Tessa was no doctor. If she asked Patsy, she'd undoubtedly say she was fine.
"Henry is the doctor, right?" Patsy said.
She didn't wait for an answer.
"You don't have to drag him all the way over here. Bruce can drive me to the clinic when he gets here."
Tessa looked up at Logan. "Not now. If we need him, he's only a few minutes away."
"My back and neck are fine,"
Patsy demonstrated by turning her head and moving her shoulders. Tessa sighed. "How did you get down here?"
"I was walking this morning. I walk 3 miles every day. Anyway, I saw this house. You know Bruce is looking for a fixer-upper."
"Is he?" Tessa hadn't known. The young deputy was recently engaged. His fiancée was a nurse who worked at the urgent care center.
"The location is nice. At first, I was only going to peek in the window."
Patsy swallowed.
"But the front door was open, and I went inside. Obviously, that wasn't the best idea. The floor seemed okay until I stepped on it. Then it just collapsed."
"That smell didn't keep you away?" Tessa pressed a knuckle to her nose.
"It wasn't so bad until I went through the floor."
"Probably a dead animal." Tessa went to a narrow window high on the wall. Standing on a cinder block, she pushed open the window, creating a cross breeze for ventilation. She walked a few feet away, taking care to step only between the piles of debris. "When I was a kid, a skunk crawled under our chicken coop and died. The smell was horrible." The odor grew stronger as she approached the north corner. She picked up a stick and moved aside some dead leaves. Flies rose in a swirling black cloud. The odor intensified, coating Tessa's mouth and clogging her throat. She swallowed bile. Probably a raccoon. But the hairs on the back of her neck were waving danger flags. She moved a few more leaves and startled. "What is it?" Patsy asked. "Nothing." "Bull, I spent most of my life married to a cop. You found a body, didn't you?" "Yes, ma'am." Tessa stared at a human hand. She moved a few more leaves. The hand was connected to a partially decomposed corpse.